Boy, we had a busy week this week. Election this week going on, and we have highlights from that, including exclusive first interviews from Don Amon and from Jim Hogreff. Let's take a look at it.
I know
What do you
Don
think?
too. Tell him that he said I didn't wave at him.
Uh-oh.
And I told him I
We
hadn't
could
seen
solve
him
that
out there,
right
but
now.
every time I went by, I waved at him.
All right, Mike Kennedy, have you got Don with you?
I do, Donna, and Donna.
Well, before you get started, listen, I want to say something. I want to say something to Don.
Go ahead.
All right, it's actually something that Mary Underwood would like to say to Don.
Don?
Go ahead, I've got you screaming here. Yeah, hi, Mary.
Hi, Don. Every time I've gone by since you told me I didn't wave, I wave and I haven't seen you.
I'll try to be out there next time.
All right. I won't be out there tonight.
All right, we had to get that out of the way. That was important official business. Now, let's hear what you got to say coming from Don Amon's party.
Yeah, Donna, I've got Don Amon here after here at the residence following our unofficial results election coverage here in the wonderful city of Cushing. And Challenger Don Amon here unofficially has a small but confident lead, I think, here. So, Don, from that perspective, congratulations. Thank you very much. And I want to say thank you to all the people who went out and voted today. But first, I want to thank Jim Hogreff. This was never a battle between two human beings. It was a battle over ideals, I think. And not that Jim and I, our deals are all that much different. So I want to thank Jim for his service. And again, this is unofficial, so, Jim may be thanking me come Friday, for running. But I do want to make sure that Jim gets his deserve. He's worked real hard for the city the last, 6 years. And so thank you to Jim, and I hope that he'll allow me to bend his ear every once in a while as I take on this endeavor. Secondly, people ask me about the watch party. Well, this was the watch party. The watch party was me taking the battery out of my Blazer because, boy, I tell you, Mike, I don't know how much time I have, but I just want to tell you, today was so bizarre. I told Zane this morning, I said, Zane, I want to go vote, and then I want to run the keys down to Melissa at the middle school. She left her keys at the house. So I come out to get in the Blazer, I turn the key, nothing. And so I said, well, that's crazy. So I said, well, we have a Prius, another Prius in the back. It's going to be Zane's car. I said, well, Zane, let's go get the Prius keys. We get the Prius key. We put the Prius key in the car. Nothing. And I look at Zane and I go, this is April 1st, 2014, right? This isn't some kind of divergent test where they're going to find out what the clan I should be in. And he said, no, boss, it's April 1st. So we had to call my principal to come get me. So he went above and beyond his duty. And so after school, he came over and we took our battery out and we took it to the store and they told me I needed a new battery. So I put the new battery in right before about 6 o'clock when Mike Kennedy called and said, are you listening to the results? And I'm like, I'm trying to put a battery in my car. Meanwhile, I have Mrs. Amon telling me she wants the steaks to be cooked. So in between the time that you called and that, my watch party was putting a battery in the Chevy and putting steaks on the table to eat. So very uneventful at the Amon house, but very excited that the results thus far, and I'm looking for good things. I think great things are about to happen. And so again, thank you to the voters, and again, a huge thank you to Jim Hogreff, and thank you to RDMG TV for not only covering the election live, but covering doing the forum. Also doing on the Donna show, we got to spend some time with Donna. And also, I want to thank them as an educator for being down in Oklahoma City yesterday at the Capitol. Boy, what a great turnout, and what a great day for education in Oklahoma. I tell you, this whole process has really opened my eyes to a couple of things that I'm going to present, and I hope that we can move forward with some things like grants. Boy, grants. There is money out there to be had for little investment on part of the city and to have some great projects done. Jim spoke the other night at the forum about putting a park up there at Block North of Pizza Hut. So Melissa and I said, hey, let's get in the car and go see where Jim wants to put that park. We went up there. What a great idea. I'm sure there's a grant out there for us to find and maybe get the stuff to put that park in there. We drove down to Enfield Park, and I said, boy, there could be some stuff updated down in here. There's just little things all over the place that I think we can do. And then my big thing is the thing that I ran on, and the thing that I hope we can accomplish is somehow attracting new and different businesses in here that will have a longer lasting effect on the city of Cushing. We're very thankful for the oil business, very, very thankful. I thank God every night that we have them in our backyard. But we're going to need some We're going to have to diversify a little bit. And so I'm hoping to figure out some way, and being the commissioners will get together, and of course Steve, as our city manager, maybe we get together and figure out some ways to try to get some new businesses in here and diversify what we have. Well, it'll be an interesting mix and a change up a little bit, a new mix, and hopefully interjecting some ideas, a vision, a plan. Those are all important things that will come into play there. And Don, again, congratulations. We are excited to have you as part of this process, and I think that you've done a great job, and also the results that we have here tonight, I think, exemplify that a little bit. So, again, for Don Amon, who is unofficially taken over the incumbent Jim Hogriff in seat 5 in our city commission, we congratulate him. And Donna, Mike Kennedy for RDMG TV, back to you.
I think I've got someone now on the phone. Maybe perhaps we've got Joe Kennedy. Do I have Joe Kennedy here?
You do have me, yes. Thank you.
All right, excellent.
I'm here with Jim Hogrief. We were able to get him the results. Of course, he was kind of watching things as well and knew the results. And it's a little more somber mood here, of course. And Jim mentioned to me he was disappointed. But let's hear directly from Jim Hogrief on the race today. Jim?
Up in the top of it? Okay. I just got through talking to Don Amon and congratulating him, and I think he'll do a good job. If he doesn't, I'll call him and tell him what he needs to be doing. But seriously, I think he'll be fine. And I told him the one thing I'm passing the baton to him, the one thing I ask is that he looks after my senior citizens, and he promised me he would. So anyway, it'll all be okay. I'm not going to cry any tears or anything like that. I appreciate everything that was done by all those who worked for me, and I apologize to them that I didn't work hard enough, but it is what it is. Thank you.
Donna, that's straight from Jim right there, and I know he's had a long day, and he said every day is a long day, is what Jim told me a few minutes ago, so we appreciate his time this evening. Jim, let me personally thank you for participating in the forum and for all that you've done to help further the city, all the decisions that have been made in the last 6 years that you've been involved with, and just helping get information out there to the public. We certainly do appreciate that. You're to be commended for that. And like I said to you, I think both you and Don Amon represented Cushing well at the forum last week, and so we certainly appreciate that as well. Donna, that's all from here at, I guess, the Hogrief Watch Party. They got a lot of pizza in there, and they were offering me a whole bunch of it, which I don't need to eat, I can tell you that. But anyway, that's all from me here at the Hogrief residence for RDNG TV. I'm Joe Kennedy. Donna, back to you.
Voter precinct numbers, totals by precinct. In precinct 101, which is here at City Hall, we had a total of 48 people vote. 22 of those votes went to Jim Hogriff, and 26 of those went to Don Amon. Then in precinct 102, which was at the Cushing Christian Church, we had a total of 155 votes. 72 of those votes went to Jim Hogriff, and 83 of those votes went to Don Amon. In precinct 103, which would be the Oak Street Baptist Church, we had a total of 128 votes, 62 of those going to Jim Hogriff, and 66 of those going to Don Amon. And then at the Cushing Drumright Elks Lodge, we had a total of 8 votes. Those were split down the middle. 4 for Mr. Hogriff and 4 for Mr. Amon. We then realized we had a very close election number situation and called to Payne County Election Board, where we received the information that there was a little bit on the numbers here of absentee votes. We had a total of 9 absentee votes for Don Amon and a total of Jim 7. So this is a tight result to seat 5. Congratulations goes to Don Amon. We know you'll do a great job as the new city commissioner in seat 5, and we'd like to personally thank Jim Hogra for his 6 years of service to the city of Cushing. You'll want to stay tuned next week for more of Donna and Friends, because you just never know what's next.
You're watching RDMG TV.